back. So when we added last right here, everybody's happy. And if we start sending messages, it seems to be working. But if I go home and come back, notice now there's actually 2 chat clients called Lars. If I go home and I come back, now there's actually 3 chat clients called Lars. Now, nobody will ever complain that there are too many Larses. We love Larses. But the problem is that right now our chat clients will just grow every time where I leave and come back to the chats. That's not good. I want to change that in the backend. Now, the problem is actually not that we are making multiple sockets, so we still only have one socket. It's just that the server ends up having multiple Lars chat clients. So let's go and fix it in the backend. I'm going all the way to the backend right here. And what I want to do is I want to focus when a new nickname kind of comes into the backend. I want to make sure that that nickname is not already available, but I have to check both the nickname and the ID to make sure that it's not available. So we're going to do a bit of validation right here to make sure that that's not the case. I'm going into the add client. That's where I want to do my validation. So what I'll do is actually I will try to do an if statement right here. So I'll just say the chat client, the local chat client right here is going to be equal to this.clients. I'll try and find that client using the fat arrow notation and lambda expression right here. And I'll say c.nickname if that matches the nickname you're passing in from the outside. And the ID that you're passing in from the outside matches the ID of the current client right here. Then I know I got a hit. And I'll actually save that right here in a local chat client. Now, if that is actually available, I don't even want to go to this next step right here. I actually just want to return that chat client. So I'll say if chat client is available, then actually return that chat client and we are done, right? Because I don't want to create a new chat client then if that is actually the case. Let's just get rid of this because I just want to set it down here. There we go. But if there's not a chat client already available, then I want to actually go and create the chat client and push him into the list of clients and then return it. So that's kind of the first step right here to get this set up and running. And now we know that we're not going to recreate any chat clients. Let's just put this into a new liner. That's why it's kind of complaining. Wink. There we go. So now we have this set up. So let's try and see if this solved our problem. I'll try and go and add a Lars right here. I'll say send. Now, if I go home and come back, you'll see Lars is still there and there's only one Lars now. So it seems we solved that problem at least. Let's add John right here and see if that is okay. We'll send John. Now both Lars and John are there. If we go back and forth, there's still only one. Let's try one more thing. If I actually go and refresh the page, now John is gone. I'll just add another Lars right here. I'll send it. Uh-oh, now we have 2 Larses. Oh no. So we don't have a unique name test. Let's just add that as well this lesson to kind of be even more secure in our backend. And again, I'm going to focus on the add client right here. So I'm going to inside that add client in the service. I'm going to actually say if there's a chat client, everything is fine. If not, I'm going to do an extra check here. I'm going to say if we actually go and say this clients.find again. And this time I'm only going to look for the nickname. So I'll say c.nickname. If that nickname matches something that's already in there, we're actually going to try and throw an actual exception right here. So we'll throw a new error like this. Now, those of you who already played around with working with exceptions, this shouldn't be anything new for you. I'm going in and saying if the clients find someone with the same nickname already, and it's not, of course, a chat client with the same ID, then you should actually throw an error. And the error is just going to be nickname already used. So that'll be the error we throw. Now, in order to use this exception, we're going to go back to the gateway and now wrap everything right here in a try catch. So if anything goes wrong in this entire method right here, we are going to actually catch that exception right here and throw an exception to the backend. Now here's something cool. We can actually very easily send that exception by saying client.error and then pass in the error. And that's all we had to do. Now we'll actually send that error to the front end if we want to. So that's a pretty neat way to work with this errors right here. Now we'll work with the errors in the front end soon, but let's just keep it like this for now. We only focus on the back end right now. So let's try and see if this helped us out. First of all, let's try and refresh both of our front ends. I'll create a Lars right here. There we go, Lars. There we go, we'll send this guy and I'll send a message saying hi all. Let's try and send that, it looks fine. Let's try and go to the other one and say, I'll add a new Lars right here. But no, you cannot add a second Lars. There's only one Lars. And that's me, by the way. I'll say Lars 2, Well, we can do that still because the name is just unique. So you can have a second last by saying last2. It's okay, I can live with it. But it seems that our system is actually working right now. If I go back, you'll notice there are still those 2 available. If I hit hi all like this, it's last2 that says it now. There's still a lot of bugs we can fix, but again, we are getting further in every lesson. So let's just end right here with actually having solved those issues on the back end in a fairly simple way. That's it for this lesson. See you next time. Bye.